Hello, 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 hello. um, so I am streaming this through StreamYard today. Just a experiment because people can watch it live on our Herbal Book Club Facebook group, as well as through YouTube. So I thought I'd try that. The interface always makes me feel a little less connected. I don't know why. Something about YouTube. So yeah, but that is okay. So I want to welcome everyone to part 25. Also, everything is reversed. Part 25 of our journey through a Weedwife's remedy. We're going to be talking about Vervain. And our discussion question will be from the Illustrated Herbiary today. So that should be fun. And I often go to the Illustrated Herbiary when I'm thinking about discussion questions. But not always. Let's see. Hope everyone is good. Just checking the other stream. Okay, cool. Hey, Roman, how are you? Yes, hello. First one in today. I think everyone is sleeping. So I'm gonna wait because I've got some changes that are gonna be happening. I'll see if any more people are gonna come in. So, or maybe they're all watching through YouTube. Through Facebook. I don't know. So you're fabulous, awesome. I'm good. It's super warms here. I'm gonna move this fan closer. I might get some fan sound, but that's all right. Yes, it's super warm, and I got well, I'll say this again. I got a new job. Because I was laid off due to the pandemic, but I finally got a new job, and but that does. You're looking adorable. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've got my little pony shirt on. Yeah, new job. This is my little Epona. For anyone who plays Zelda and anyone who likes My Little Ponies. Oh, and it has a stain on it. Fantastic. Right here. There, yes. Yes, I got a new job. So, but it'll affect book club. It'll still be on Thursdays, but we're going to have to move it to 12 instead of 3 p.m. because I go to work at 4. And so, yeah, so that is the change. But anyway, yes, isn't it great? It's a mashup shirt where they put several things together in one shirt. And it's getting a little bit old, so I wish I had another one because it's great. And Epona is a Link's horse in Zelda. If anyone is not familiar with that, so yeah, awesome, cool. It looks like I can see all the comments and everything. So, yeah, been out of work for 5 months. It's been a really weird year. So, I'm just gonna start. Well, hello, Kay. How are you? Welcome. Are you, Kay, I believe you are new to our book club. If you would like me to explain how everything works, let me know, and I'll give a little explanation. I think I'm just gonna talk about our discussion question so that you guys could sort of think about it as I read about Vervain. And this is a plant that I have not worked with before. So this is from the Illustrated Herbiary. I'm good, Jen. Yes, I'm new. It'd be great if you could tell me about it. Okay, so we will take a step back. So currently we are reading this book, A Weedwife's Remedy. And this is what I call like a super slow, chill book club, because you know, a lot of book clubs, they read a book a month, and we take several months to read a book. And I do encourage people to buy the book, but it's not, you don't have to buy it, because I'm going to be reading from it, and then we're just going to be discussing it live. So I think it took us many months to go through Healing Wise by Susan Weed. That was our first book. We are on the 25th week of this one, and we are on page 118. So, and that's basically it. Is it from Amazon? Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. Hey, Heather, how are you doing today? You can get it on Amazon. I think it's about $25. It's a little more pricey because it's kind of a small published book, not like a hugely, I think a large company doesn't publish it. She's an herbalist in Arizona. Yeah, and then we usually have a discussion question and everything else, and it's real chill, and And then there's a link to the Facebook group in the description if you wanted to join, you know, then you would get to keep up with all the changes and everything else. Yes, so, and sometimes we go off track and kind of go through a ramble, and it's fun. So yeah, so I'm going to read from the Illustrated Herbiary, which is a oracle card system, and it has this fabulous book, but it all has to do with plants. How far through the book are you? We are on page, hi Sonia, how are you? We are on page 118 right now. So, and all the back episodes are on YouTube in a playlist on my channel. So, you know, and this book is a real fast read. Like, it's really easy to read. The chapters like seem to just melt away, so you could probably catch up real fast. But even if you just jump right in where we are, you're not going to really miss anything, because it just, each chapter is about its own thing. And this book covers an herb each chapter, or like she does little subjects. So we talked about apothecaries one time. So yeah. Yes, Heather has put up the Facebook group link in the chat. So, so since a few more people are here, I'm going to tell everyone that I got a new job. And we will have to change the time we meet. The day I can keep, but I'm going to be going into work from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. So I'm going to have to change book club to meeting at 12 p.m. so that I'll have enough time. We'll have enough time to do book club, and then I have enough time to go to work. And I apologize for that change, and I hope everyone can be able to make it and everything. Happy dance. Yes, Heather. Woohoo! You know, if for some reason it doesn't work out, we can move it to Friday, which is one of my days off. Kind of prefer to keep it on Thursdays, sort of more consistency, but we'll see what everyone thinks about the time, and I'll post about it in the Facebook group, you know, because not everyone comes to live. So let's see. Oh yeah, you're welcome, Kay. Yeah. So if you haven't, I would check out a few of the past episodes and everything. So yeah. Okay, cool. So this is if anyone doesn't have this book, I would highly recommend it if you love plants and you love like oracles or tarot systems. I would just recommend getting the deluxe edition because it has so much better quality cards. The cards for the regular system are super, super flimsy. So we'll see how it goes. We can be flexible. Yes, I know, and you're awesome. Everyone, I mean, like, we've gone through several changes, haven't we, Heather, as my jobs have changed and and everything else. So hello, Hunger Badger. Hello, how are you? I think is this your first time here today? Awesome. Well, we're going to start with what the Illustrated Herbiary says about Vervain for our discussion question, and then everyone just go ahead and listen to the chapter, and then, you know, chime in if you've got something, a comment or a thought about that. Yes, hello, Uncle Badger. Yes, I know. Roman is in love with this book. It's amazing. The new one, the Crystallary came out. So there's 3 books. There's a Herbaria, Bestiaria, and a Crystallary. So that one came out, and I haven't gotten it yet. I think it came out today. So yes. All right, so this says let magic in. It's Vervain. It's Vervain officinalis is the Latin. Yes, Kit. I also like a trio of books, and this author, she lives in my town. So I'm also very partial, and they have a fabulous store called the Herbiary. So I don't know if you ever get to Asheville, North Carolina, and I don't know if they're open right now because of the pandemic, but yeah. So what, it came already? It said months for Canada. Oh no. Yeah, actually. I will check real fast too. We'll go on a super tangent. Herbal books. I think. Oh no, it's on a different one. Okay. Other wish list. Wrong wish list. I have a few. We'll make it set. Yes, it's out. It's out for me. It came out September 1st. So it's $17.96 for people in the States. Okay, cool. So I know what I'm doing after book club. So your phone hates you. I'm sorry, Bowman. Jen or Jennifer is fine, Kay. Yep. Either way, usually it's spelled with 1 N, but it says that it's said the same way. So the only thing I don't like is Jenny, because I already look pretty young. So, oh my God, I released here! Yay! Thanks for the heads up. You're welcome, Roman. I know I've been waiting for it, and then September happened, and I was like, poof. So, all right, cool. So, Vervain whispers of enchantment and worlds not quite seen. She'll teach you to see beyond the ordinary and help you explore the liminal lands of the psyche. Through her easy access to the in-between, she can call in the medicine of plants not present, making her a must for any healer's garden. Okay, great. I'd like to use proper names. Yep. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for asking. And hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly as well. Ask Vervain to channel her sisters and hold their place in a tea, blend, or incense. But remember, even though she is wispy, Vervain is powerful. A sip of her tea is magical, a cup nauseating. Why? Because too much mystery puts us off balance. Think of it as motion sickness of the soul. So let Vervain dance lightly on the edges of your consciousness, reminding you of the infinite possibilities that unfold when you let magic in. Oh, yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you, Kay. It's always good to make sure myself. So yeah, I thought that was really pretty. And so I'm just going to read the reflection. There's a ritual and a reflection for each herb in this book, and I'm going to read the reflection. So standing at the crossroads. The ancient mystics venerated the in-between and the interstitial as places where possibilities overlap, creating the perfect petri dish for synchronicity, and magic. These places were often called crossroads because instead of continuing on your current path, you could choose to make a hard turn and explore the unknown. In mythology, crossroads have a guardian because major life changes often require the death of an old way of being, and humans need guidance, or a trial, to help them through this rite of passage. If you're standing at a crossroads today, what would you be willing to leave behind to take a new road? So that's the question. And also, I wanted to read this because I feel like the time that we're in, especially my experience with it, because before the pandemic, I started a new job, and then so that was a new thing, a new path, and then I got laid off, and so I was immediately chucked off my new path, and I was suddenly sort of in this liminal space, in this in-between space, just sort of, I felt like very Hangman from the tarot, just sort of suspended, and I totally felt that hard turn. Okay, we're doing this now, of my life. So this really, really, made sense to me a lot. But so the question is to think about the crossroads, and yeah, I guess what you would be willing to give up or leave behind to do a new road, because when I lost my job, I was very sad, and it felt like I had lost a lot. So, and as it turned out, there's these opportunities could still happen for me at this new job. So, but anyway, so yes. So think about the crossroads, and you can, if you have any comments about a crossroad experience, anything like that you'd want to talk about. And then also, these are the crossroad guardians. Some of them she's mentioning. Hecate is the Greek goddess of the night, moon, and the crossroads. Janus, the Roman god of endings and beginnings, have two faces, one towards the future, one towards the past. Legbra is a West African crossroad spirit who facilitates messages between people and the gods. And then one I can't pronounce, unfortunately, is the Celtic crone, is a gatekeeper of the spirit world. And it sounds like it's at Kaliich. So Roman says, kind of like when one sort closes, another one opens. Yeah, the tower moment. Okay, yeah. Typos. It's okay. Anyway, so now we're gonna start from our book. So if anyone has the book, it's page 118, and it's Vervain the Enchanter's Green. That's what it's called. That's what she's calling it. Common names are vervain, holy herb, and then there's several that are in a different language I cannot pronounce. You have almond oil on your fingers? That might make it hard to type. Okay, so it tastes bitter and slightly acrid. So this is not like your best tasting herb. Uncle Badger says, Change, does your phone partly exist in a liminal space, alternate dimension? That's why it has difficult saying things. I'm gonna agree with Thomas about this. Tange, I think you might have to reconnect your phone to this universe. But my phone does dumb things even without. So energetics are neutral. The actions are relaxant, nervine, and diaphoretic. So it's soothing to your nerves. Diaphoretic. Gosh, so the herbal actions are what the plant does. Where's my Susan Weed? Uh-oh, it's down there in this pile here. Is it? It's not. Okay. So Susan Weed's book, our last one, has a great glossary of the herbal actions, and I like to go over them to also remind myself, because I can never remember. Diaphoretic, and they're very important. Promotes diaphoresis. Oh, sweating, usually by acting on the nervous system. So it makes you sweat. Digestive stimulant, hepatoprotective, which helps your liver, protects your liver. Hepatic relaxant, so it relaxes your liver, helps your liver out. Uncle Badger says, I like the idea, and the internet exists as a separate plane of existence. So it's sort of hard to sort of, yeah, I like that too. Keeps you safe from vampires. Wait. The internet? Okay, all right. I definitely missed something, but that's okay. Oh yeah, Vervain, right. Kate has watched Vampire Diaries. Haha, yes, this is the herb. I have no idea. I often wonder why they picked this particular herb. You know, I mean, it's be a defense against vampires, but this is the one we're talking about. So if anyone has seen, probably everyone has seen Vampire Diaries, at least familiar with it. I have watched a lot of it. It's a bit of a drama. But I do really like Legacies on Netflix, which is like the people from the Vampire Diaries, their kids. I do actually like that one. So No means no, Dracula. That's right, Roman. That's right. All right, so the indication, so like why you may use this herb: hepatic weakness with tension, post-verbal weakness, which I do not know what that is, musculoskeletal tension with underlying weakness and or depletion, irritability with exhaustion, headaches from nervous tension, and the parts used are the flowering plant. This is not like a plant that you use a lot of. So legacies, it's like not on Canada Netflix yet. It should be. It's been out in the States for a long time. There's 2 seasons. I think it's pretty good. You need to give it a chance. Some of it's a little not good, but overall I think it could be even better than Vampire Diaries. So are you in Canada, Kay? Yeah, it's called Legacies. So all right, so but yeah, this one you're not making like, you're not drinking a whole bunch of this one is probably what you would refer to as a low dose botanical, which like you would, instead of if you take a tincture, you know, or make it a tea, you'd be doing like like a not a no a like a non-low dose botanical. You know, you could take like, you know, a couple droppers full a couple times a day, and that's fine, or like 4 cups of tea or whatever. But this one, you know, I think you're taking like a couple drops. So, oh, you're in Ontario, not from Tintange. Awesome. Sonia says she likes the originals. I started watching that and I couldn't get into it, but I think it was because I hadn't watched the Vampire Diaries at the time. So but I'm gonna try it again. Oh, guess I used to live where Kay is a small world. It is a small world. It is a very small internet, isn't it? Oh man. Okay, so flowering plant, and I believe that probably means that you're going to use it in flower and probably take off like the flowering tops. So yeah, probably need a little more description on what that means, but I think that's what that means. You know, it's not the root, it's not just the leaves. You want to wait for it to be flowering and just sort of cut out that sort of, yeah, you would probably get a few leaves. So I don't know, flowering plant. That's what it seems to me. To be gathered on a moonless night, the holy herb of the Gauls can be considered one of the most protective talismans. Combined with yarrow, it is a classic defense against the evil eye, fairy smoke, and similar malignant magic. So maybe that's why they chose it for the Vampire Diaries. They read this book. There's also almost no cause where Vervain is not applicable in protection, and it is a good practice to carry some at all times in some form. I also always travel with a pinch of Vervain, yarrow, and St. John's wort worn on my person. If I could only have but a very few specific herbs in any given situation, Vervain would always be one. What colors are the flowers? Good question. Let's do a quick Google search, because this has no color pictures in it at all. Vervain. Ooh, they're purple, ladies and gentlemen. That is gorgeous. Oh, actually, we should have known that. Haha. because of this. So you can see the purple, and then the purple. Purple, yes. Maybe I missed it, but when does it grow? Season, Canada? Ooh. Let us see. Let's go to Wikipedia. Wrong one. Wikipedia doesn't have Vervain? This is from Wikipedia. Okay. Let's see. It's a annual. There are 250 species. And perennial, herbaceous or semi-woody flowering plant native to the Americas and Asia. So it should definitely grow in Canada. Wow. I'm going to pop a link to this unless Heather beat me to it. Ha ha. Oh, Heather found a Gaia herb post. Nice. Okay. So those are good. Gaia's got one. That is Heather's post. Yes. So Heather, does it say when? Let's see. Oh, here's Seven Song. This is a good one. So Seven Song has a the Northeast School of Botanical Medicine. He is totally awesome. And he's got a whole video on it, as well as some pictures. And let's see. Wild crafting. He's talking about blue vervain, which is a different, it's not Vervain officialis, but, oh, okay, European vervain is Vervain officialis. All right, so I'm going to put up that post because he'll talk about a lot more, some more information. You can watch a video and meet Seven Song, and so that's really cool. Because he's awesome. So, oh, thank you, Heather. Heather, vervain is hardy in zones 4 through 8. So, oh, Roman has it growing in her yard. Awesome. Okay, cool. So, you're gonna harvest them? Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, I would look at that post from Seven Song, and then also the one from Gaia Herbs. If I don't know if you have done this before, or you may be more familiar with it. This might be a plant you are familiar with. So, alert. Page 119. So we may not. I feel like this is going to be a two-parter for Vervain. Feel it in my bones. So I guess I should ask. Hey, have you used this plant before? Have you, since it's growing in your yard, would this be the first time you've harvested it, or and then if you haven't, what have you made with it? Heather says Vervain grows in disturbed areas and is commonly located in moist meadows, thickets, riversides, marshes, and pastures. It's found through many countries, but in abundance throughout U.S. and Canada. Lucky for us. Woohoo! My first experiences with Vervain were as a simple relaxant, nerving, and antispasmodic. Antispasmodic is helps you not be spazzy. Usually physically, not mentally, but that's what the nervain is for, the nerve part. Okay. You know, like cramps and stuff. All right. I live along a river, so there's lots. Yes, first time picking it tomorrow. Awesome. Well, how exciting. You'll have to tell us how it went. Do you have, and you know, if you have any plans for what you want to make with it. I tried some yarrow this year for the first time, and I made some oil, and then I just kept some dry because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. So I'm just gonna keep it for now. Okay. So mostly combined with skullcap, blending it with other herbs tends to moderate and even out its effects. So I don't really notice its full personality. Didn't really notice its full personality until I began using it as a simple. Most people experience it as a mild to moderate relaxant, but a few feel it much more intensely to the point of being mind-altering. I will share my success or lack of with you. Awesome. Yes. You will be our Vervain expert. I'm one of those few, and in many cases found it to be so strongly relaxing and conscious shifting that I had to lay down for a few hours after only 2 or 3 drops. So that's pretty strong. My daughter calls it the sleepy flower, which goes very well with one of its Spanish names, which I cannot pronounce. We'll write it down here for everybody. So this is a Spanish name of Vervain. It means sleepyhead. Once respected as a very holy herb, these plants are now mostly thought of as weeds. Regardless of human perspective, they remain an important and powerful medicine. So I like that. It's like, hey, humans, you know, it's still a medicine, whether we know it or not. So, or whether we care. And I mean, it's, anyway, I just thought that we have lost some of this really, really good knowledge. So, and we are all trying to learn it again. All right. Some of our vervains are low to the ground, nearly creepers with brilliant magenta flowers, and others are spindly yet elegant plants up to 2 feet tall with violet blue flowers. They all seem to work in a very similar manner, and I have become comfortable with mixing and matching them depending on the season and what's available. The small pink species of vervain tends to bloom year-round here, even in the dead of winter under significant snowfall. I'm not sure, but it may be a short-lived perennial, as it seems to grow and bloom non-stop for a few years and then just disappear. All of our species prefer rocky areas, disturbed soil, and roadsides. They have medium to dark green, dusky-looking leaves with a jagged form, somewhat similar to Artemisia, so your mugworts and possibly your wormwood and some of those. You can't mistake the taste of vervain, slightly strongly bitter and acrid with a lingering aftertaste. The plant rarely has any scent whatsoever, but its lovely flowers draw the eye, and the odd formation of the seed head itself with its spindly underhangings make it easy enough to recognize. Cool. So, oh, you know what? I forgot I could look it up in one of my field guides. But I mean, I think we covered it. Yeah. Okay. So this is from the Petersons Field Guides of Northeastern, North Central North America. And I like it because it's color coded. You can just find the color of your plant. And this is Greek vervain. Okay. I wonder if it's got anything else in here. But so there's a lot of different ones, and I guess this is there's a lot of violets. Vervain family, XX. Okay, well. Yeah, we have a Greek vervain in here. All right, I digress. But anyway, this is a really good book. But there is like, yeah, she said there was like 250 species or something. So that's a lot. I'll put that back. I will put that back. All right. Matchmaking, the vervain type. So this is like the type of person that may want, get some benefit from the plant. While many people benefit from vervain's multifaceted medicine, the individuals most prone to vervain's effects tend to be those who hold enormous amounts of tension and stress in their shoulders and neck. They are usually very intense, adrenaline-dominated, driven people who are highly critical and have a tendency to project their issues on other people. So as I read, think about like people in your life and think about if that sounds like somebody that you know. You don't have to say their names or anything. You can say yes, that you feel like you might know somebody that fits this description. This description reminds me of like just in general, like a like a businessman from the 80s, doing too much drugs. One of those like I don't know, one of those 80s movies. Yikes! Yeah, where they're just like in the suits and living the fast life and stuff like that, or even like Mad Men. So all my exes. Roman. You gotta get some chiller ones, or just give them some Vervain. You know what to do next time. You're like, here, I've got something for you, honey. It'll chill you down fast. It's funny. Or the complete opposite and don't do nothing. Oh, I think you need some middle ground there. Yeah. Right, so the opposite's not so good either if you're just too kind of sluggy, you know. I think it really helps when you're like learning about these herbs and you're thinking about like you get these descriptions about the type of person that maybe could benefit, and you could connect it to somebody in your life or in media, you know. Therefore, when you see that person, you're like, oh, okay, I know what you might need. So, yes, hello, my name is Tange and I'm a single mom. Blah. Get some every time. That's a Aww. It can be hard. My friend, you know, had a child, and she didn't marry the father, and it took her a while to find another relationship. And she did though, and she got married, and you know, and it's working out. Like, he has some older kids, so then she's not gonna have any more kids, but so it can happen, Tange. I believe it. You know, you just gotta find the right butter for your roll. There, the right ketchup to your mustard. If I lived closer, I would date you, Tange. Aww. That's so sweet, Heather. The right tree to my tangerine. That's right, exactly. Oh. They are prone to blood sugar liability, and they are, as Michael Moore so aptly put it, metabolically brittle. Their anxiety, while usually based in fear, mostly manifests as an aggravated, edgy attitude with an over-talkative brain that usually keeps them from restful sleep, good sex, and general satisfaction with themselves or their lives. They may seem initially rowdy and unhappy, but in many cases it is simply the tremendous pressure of their internal tension that makes them so unapproachable and even haughty. It's not unusual for them to be some level of alcoholism or addiction issues present. I'm waiting to Tange patiently, although if I were more patient, I would be in reverse or something like that. Okay, reverse, yeah. I understand. It's hard because you're like, you know, where's you know, I'm ready, you know. So where's my prince or princess or cat or something? I feel similar ways in my working life. I was fortunate to find a very special tree to my tangerine. You know, I mean, I went through a few relationships, but I mean, we've been together like 13 years. So, you know, it's hard. You gotta find the perfect person that fits your quirks and their forks fit up and match and everything else. So, but yeah, I feel like that with work, because I've been struggling to find like a work home, my place in the working world, and everything else, and of course some of my health issues. Anyway, so what's everyone saying? You know what happens when the fruit is too ripe? It falls off the tree and tosses us to the ground. Friends, I need a handyman. You can find one too. Is it handyman, Heather? It could be your prince. I mean, I know a very lovely electrician, one of my brother's friends from high school, and we, you know, run into each other every now and then. We have similar health issues, so, you know, and so we've just sort of kept a relationship up, and so yeah. So you never know, right? Like, I mean, I neither one of us are handy, so it's really funny. I love tater tots. Me too. And you know what? The fruit that falls off the tree, then a lovely, like, I don't know. Never mind. I was trying to make an analogy, but we're talking about tater tots now, and I am also in love with tater tots. So I think they are fun for all ages. I'm not actually looking, but don't have my head in the ground either. Yeah, you're open. Yeah. I mean, it's okay too. If you're not looking and you're then that's fine too. You know, I mean, whatever makes everybody happy. Some people are happier in relationships, and some people have decided that, you know, they're happier in a relationship, not without a romantic relationship. You know, they have, you know. So, you know, we all have to find what works for us. We'll all have to meet up for a tater tot. Sure, yeah. Are we going to the UK, or you'll have to come to us, because no one wants anyone from the US to travel to their country right now. So, Uncle Badger, you'll have to brave the dangerous United States. I don't even know if we could come to Canada. So, but I'm all for it. Everyone bring your different tater tots, and we'll just toss them all together. And so yes, I'm hungry too, and I just ate. Flies in Park's broom. Yes, Marge. Hello. How are you? Well, yes, the herb today is potatoes. I'm sorry, we're not talking about Vervain anymore. It is now potatoes, everybody. Nope, our borders are closed to all. I know, right? We can't escape. We're all gonna come live with you, Tange. You're like, hey, no, these are my like 51st cousins from the US. Hi, Leanne. You doing good? That's awesome. Yay! Potatoes. Oh my gosh. They're like drugs. They're so good. All I can see is like the stain on my shirt now. Like when I notice it now, I'm like, oh. Don't look at the stain on my shirt. Yes, my doors are open for you guys. Who wants the hammock? It's cozy for two. Nice. Yay. We'll show up soon. As we, anyone know how to cross a closed border? Call me. Call me. So potatoes, mash them, fry them, roast them. Yeah, you could. You doesn't even be it could just be a potato party. You know, we can just bring them all in, and it'll be great. All right, I'm going to finish page 120, and we'll probably wrap up. So We could just use magic to reinforce the hammock, and I'll jump on. That sounds. Marge is thinking right. Oh, ooh, in a potato truck. That's perfect. We'll have snacks on the way north. Oh my gosh. So many good ideas. We're so creative. You guys. All right. Vervain's, you can continue to talk about potatoes. I will finish this page. Vervain's medicine tends to be very much about relaxing tension so that a fragmented person can become whole again, and in the same way allows them to see through unclouded eyes that their path and perspective really is, usually after a time of feeling blindfolded and short-changed by their anxiety, buried fear, and sharp-edged hypercriticism. Yes, so this is really cool because you know, we were just talking about, like, sort of, you know, I was talking about not being able to sort of find my path to, like, a work that felt really right for me, and other people were talking about, like, you know, maybe a relationship. So it sounds like this herb could help us get out of our own way, as so they say, and maybe see where we need to go. Although I feel like there are probably better, there's probably like gentler herbs to do that. I don't know. I mean, this herb seems like a heavy duty herb, so I would just, you know, if you're going to use it, I would do more research on it for sure. For filling, yes. Plain. Tell me more. The code. Oh my gosh. A potato lane? You guys have been going. Let's see. Okay. You can have you hid in a tater truck chance. You'll smell like soul for a few weeks, but whatever. I'm not allowed to talk about it. Focus. A potato lane. They have crisps as a snack. Plain. Potato plain. Tell me more. I'll tell you the code. Taters are the Capricorns of veg. I love code. So now we're going to do a plane and a truck. So I know we'll take the plane, and then once we cross the border, we'll get in a truck. But they'll both have potatoes in it, right? Awesome. I like this plan. It is not just a relaxant, it is a touchstone, a mender of broken edges, and sometimes a great giver of dreams. So I highlighted that part because I thought that was really cool. You know, for those who most need this medicine, its effects can feel radical and even unpleasant at first, as if someone is rearranging the entire insides of your head, which I feel like that would definitely feel very uncomfortable. It is these people that Vervain will help the most, but its capabilities are broad and can be used for far many people. As a general nervine in the average human being, though, it will simply feel like a gentle touch, a bit of release and relaxation as you lean into its effects. It promotes an overall sense of well-being and is well combined with many other happy herbs like motherwort, linden, St. John's wort, or lavender. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, and then we'll continue on with like the last paragraph because maybe we'll go. Okay, I'll read the last. While some herbalists tend to emphasize these driven, intense Vervain people primarily as thin, small-figured people, this has not always been my experience. There's a fair amount of bigger than Barbie people in our culture who do not fit standard dreamy, slow, sluggish type with the metabolic disorders so common in our time. I caution practitioners to assess a client's whole constitution thoroughly before pronouncing them one thing or another based on current body type shape. That said, it is the driven, itchy personality with tension held in the neck and shoulders that are the most important indications for vervain in almost all cases. So you can mix this herb with other herbs, which is good. So I like that. So we'll continue with page 121, second paragraph. Okay. I'm gonna catch up on potatoes. Potato Nado, the new film from folks that brought you Sharknado. Apocalypse? Oh my god. Ilamageddon? Oh my gosh. That's like the best thing I've heard all day. I would love apocalypse. So many goats. Love it. Well, no, they're not goats. Sorry. But so many alpacas and llamas. And oh my gosh. That is hilarious. Kay says we'll even pick vervain on the way. Nice. Yeah, Marge, I haven't seen Sharknado either. So I wash my vervain with regular water, or do I soak it first before drying? So Tange, Roman, if you do not need to wash your herbs before drying them. Yeah, I would pick them on a dry day. Because the point of drying is to get the water content out. So you don't want to add any back in. So yeah, definitely want to just pick them, tie them up. You can hang them from, if you have any place to hang them, in kind of a room that doesn't get direct sunlight, that's kind of dry, you know, and not, so it'll dry. You can use like those wooden like drying clothes racks, which I've used before. They're really good. You want to sort of bundle them up in like, you know, like reasonable size, but a little smaller. I don't know if you're like, yeah, I know, it's sort of like a couple stalks. Maybe. Oh my gosh, this might be too big. You can do it like this or a little smaller, because and then I just tie them, hang them. I like hemp or jute string because it's really great, because it just it doesn't slip. It's not very slippery. Yes, Roman, you do rate that screenplay to Apocalypse. Unseen bugs or little people. So you just sprinkle the little people away powder on them, and they don't like it. So yes, that is an issue, because there could be unseen bugs. You could sort of like once you cut everything and bundle them up, you could sort of shake them gently to see if you can get any kind of spiders or any other bugs to sort of move on. That is a risk if you have a place that's not in your house, that is sort of out of direct sunlight, that's maybe in a shed or just somewhere, or like a mud room or something, that you wouldn't mind getting a few extra bugs. Let's see. Chat is a going. Screenplay. Give them something to live. Maybe take a picture of your bundles to make notes of how to dry it so you get it right. Dibs on all. Marjorie of the spiders. Need to restock on Little Invisible People powder. Yeah. They have it on Netflix. I mean Netflix. They have it on Amazon. It's real cheap. You can leave them sit outside on the porch for a while before bundling. Yep. Good advice, Heather. Ooh, Kay has apple peel drying. Nice. Kindly ask the boogers to leave. Yep. What you could do is you could so you could bundle up your herbs, right? And then you can take a paper bag and tie it around. So you would take like the flower part. You have the stalk here, and you have like, it's hanging upside down, right? Just think of Vervain, right, in flower. So it's hanging upside down, and you have the stalk here on this end and the flower here on this end. And you want to take a paper bag and tie it up so that if you have any bugs, they will be in the bag because it's going to be hanging upside down. And then once you take the bag out, I mean, they probably will die, but they won't be in your house. So that's something you could do. And it'll help absorb the moisture from the flowers or the leaves or whatever, help it dry faster. Oh yeah, I like the paper bag idea where I can gently place wherever to be free. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could do that. You could just tie it up, and then you could like leave it overnight, and you could untie it and see what has fallen out, and you could just go outside and yeah, when I collect dandelion flowers, I lay all the flowers out on a paper bag, and yeah, dandelion flowers have spiders, they have ants, and so you just got to really like go a bug hunting. Let's see, the little critters might, yeah. You could punch like a tiny hole in it, or like not close it up so it's airtight. So I always ask permission to pick before plucking flowers or whatever they say I'm taking, so whatever doesn't die, please leave now. Yeah, and that sounds like a good plan. Do you make dandelion oil? I do. Okay, I do make dandelion oil, but then I rinse them. No, but if you're gonna dry them, don't rinse them because they're not dirty. They're not. If you're going to eat them, you can rinse them. Right away. It's fine. But this idea, or you could use a dehydrator, Tange, but that does cost some money. Some people use a dehydrator to dry their plants, and then they just go in and stick it in there immediately and dehydrate them. So that's another one. I'd love your recipe for next season if you can share it. Oh, how to make an oil? I have. So I have a how to make a chickweed oil on my channel. And the only difference is that I'm gonna get a link to it. The only difference is that with the dandelion flowers, because they're a flower and they have a lot of water content, I dry them before I make an oil. This would be really easy if I was like, oh, here it is. So we will share it. Okay, there it is. So yeah, and just let me know if you have any like questions. Okay, no rinsing, even though you really want to. They are magically clean. If you really want to rinse them, you need to get a salad spinner. Those sort of dorky things that you get the water out of your lettuce. Okay, so I would rinse them really gently and then spin them in the salad spinner a lot. And then make small bundles. And hang them in a super dry place, because you're going to be adding water. So, but that's all. That is okay. You have a salad spinner. Okay. But I would just or you can spritz them like with a spray, some water. Just spritz them down lightly and then spin them and then dry. They're great for dry spinning. Panties? I forgot about chickweed. I don't see it anymore. We must spray everywhere to kill it off. Oh, March, that sucks. It does grow. Well, it grows in the spring, or in the fall, because it likes cool climate. Oh, okay. Yes. Comforts my OCDs. Yes. All right. So we got a plan now. Awesome. But yeah. So yeah, I just dried the dandelion flowers, and they do have bugs in them, and I usually have to go a squishing, or you might be able to sort of nudge them off of the paper bag and stuff like that. So, and I just dry them by laying it out on a big paper grocery bag, with lots of room around the flowers to dry in a kind of a place, so there's a lot of airflow. You could get screens. You could get a screen, and then lay them out on the screen. There's a lot of different ways to dry plants. So maybe one day I'll do a video about it, but I need to order this book from Amazon when we're done. Yay! It's a great book. It's herbalism. It's folk herbalism for the hedgewise. So there's a magical element to her herbalism, even though we're not specifically talking about magic, and I really like the way that she describes the plants and how she uses them. It's just very inspiring. I wish there were more pictures, but this is what we get. So, but yeah, and I have marked mine up here. These are all discussion questions and all kinds of thingies that I've done. So, but yeah. All right, guys. So I think. Oh, okay. So more announcements. Wait, let me go to the calendar. So yes, we will meet Thursday the 10th at 3 p.m. That will be normal. So next week will be normal. The 17th, we will not have book club because I am starting my new job the 16th and the 17th, and they start me on day shift. So I'll be working 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and I have to get up very early. And so then the 24th, and I'll post all this as it happens, but the 24th, we will start at 12 p.m. on Thursday. So that'll be our new time, same day, but that'll be our new time. So that's what's going on and everything else. So I'd love to see handwriting in a book for some reason shows how much it's loved. Oh, thank you, Kate. Yeah, I don't mind marking up my books. I feel like, you know, because I'm using it sort of like a workbook for this, you know, for our book club. So, you know, I'm writing my discussion questions down and everything. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll make like an official like little, you know, you can find like book club discussion question guides and stuff. And a lot of the books we read don't have them, so I'm like, that might be cool. But yeah, maybe some, and you know, and I don't ever, yeah. So, but you do the same. You should see my old Susan Weed book. This is my new one, so it doesn't have any of the markings in it, but it was just equally as marked up. And I had to get a second book because it was so loved I was falling apart. But all right, cool. So I want to thank everyone for coming today and chatting. We as well as our Vervain plans, we have our visit our cousin Tange and our cousin Kay in Canada, potato escape plan and set, and also a movie to work on. So that's really good. Yeah, so I want to thank everyone for coming. It was awesome. I had a really good time and chat, and yeah. So next week, Thursday, 3 p.m. We'll be talking about Vervain again because we're not done. So yeah, and I'll see everyone. Hope you guys have a good week and everything else. So yes, Sonia, Uncle Badger, Kay, Heather, Marge, Roman, and everyone out there in internet land and everyone in the future. I hope you have a good week. So yes, I love you, everybody. Tange, thank you. You guys have been so funny today. It's been real fun. So yeah, I hope everyone has a good weekend and a good week. And bye.